Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Gazal. Tonight we have such a very interesting session with an international brand builder, my Norwegian business partner, Mr. Tore. Thank you so much, Mr. Tore, for joining us and welcome to our amazing session.
Thank you, Giselle. Good to see you again. You're lovely as always, and I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you so much. But tonight it is not only for me, it's for me and my professional LinkedIn network, my LinkedIn family. As you know, I made a poll on my LinkedIn and I got most of my audience, most of my LinkedIn family, they are wanting to build their own brand, a professional brand in LinkedIn. So that's why I was thinking, you can, as you really helped me a lot to build my professional brand. I was thinking maybe you also can help my LinkedIn family too. That's why I'm recording this video for my YouTube channel, and we all are ears to hear you. What do you think? Do you think professional branding is easy, or what we can do? Can you please share your experience with us and tell us some good tips and tricks to make it as fast as possible?
Yeah, that's interesting aspect you're bringing up, Giselle, because social media has changed our lives so very much, and of course, with the pandemic and everything, this has become more important than ever because we need to achieve our goals through online possibilities since we cannot meet, and this will change for the future and for a long term, I guess. So. Yes, exactly. Personal branding has become much more important, and we need to be conscious how we do it, because branding needs a conscious mind to work. And yeah, I've been working with branding in traditional media for decades, and I think it's very interesting to see how this develops now in social media. And I've been using LinkedIn since it started many years ago. And of course, the same things for Facebook and Instagram and all the others. The same logic applies, even though it's made in a different manner. Yeah, so let's get into it. I suggest we just start off with some of the basic things and take it from there, okay?
Of course, yeah.
And of course, branding is... My understanding of branding is about how you do things online. But of course, it starts off by defining your brand. Even if nobody knows about you, you need to define your brand as a kind of platform, right? And what is a brand? What is a brand really? Well, traditionally, it started off by something that has a name. Right? You can think of Coca-Cola, even if nobody knows about Coca-Cola, it has a name, so it has a brand.
Exactly. And plus, there is no advertisement about Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but building a brand so that people knows about it and like it is brand building. And so really, brand today really means that people know about you and they like you and they understand why they grasp what you are and what you can do and who you are. So it's more than just knowing, it's understanding who you are. Absolutely. What you can perceive. So if you want to use branding to achieve something, you need to be conscious how you do it, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, you just mentioned about people. Now my keyword is they need to know you, like you, and trust you. This is what you just mentioned right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now the question is, how they can make it happen? I, as a person who doesn't know anything about branding, how can I attract people's trust? How can I make them know me? How can I make them like me or trust me? This is the main question. May you please explain?
Yes, yeah, you're completely right, because the objective is that to be liked and trust, and to get a job or to run a business and achieve business goals, and even personal aspects, right?
Exactly.
But I think in our setting, we think business, right? We think business in an employment way, and we can think about business like you're running your own business or be a part of a business that you are responsible for. And
As a business builder
yeah,
or business development, yeah.
So it starts off by considering that you, and we are not talking about the profile you have in LinkedIn, right? We have focused on that,
Yeah.
even if it applies to others as well. And so what is that used for? What do you want to achieve with your brand in a LinkedIn setting? I suggest that you focus on how you are perceived when a new person is checking you out, which means that you might have many friends, connections, people from school or people you were working with that you are sort of not developing any business mechanisms with. So focus on how new people that you come in contact with. If you want to achieve something, if you want to be an influencer, focus on who are you talking to with your brand, or talking, who is looking for you.
That's right. Yes,
Focus on
that's
new people, right? And they do the same as you do. When you find someone new you want to check out, you scroll through, you see what they do, see what career they have had, what they're interested in. Do you have any recommendations or
absolutely.
whatever?
Yeah, you will read their profile first. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
receive a new connection request. Absolutely. Yeah, this is what I exactly do.
So focus on that. And on LinkedIn, there is something special. Every time you click on something that you like, it is recorded and it can easily be found by others, right? Which
Yes.
means that, number one, clear away everything that's outside your core as you define yourself as your brand. If you like, well, if you're into cats and developing cat food business, of course you will like cat videos. But if you're not into that, take away everything that you have liked that doesn't fit with your profile, right? And we'll talk about the core of the
Interesting.
profile.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
So step one, you need to make sure that your history there, your profile, is in accordance with your professional self. When a new person wants to check you out, that's number one. And of course, you need to fill out the about section. Be very conscious. If you want to change the world and make the world a better place and help people with that, in whatever area you're an expert in or want to be an influencer and being seen and get recognized, put that into words and fill out the about section so people can read about you, and make it short, as quickly read as possible, right?
Absolutely.
And of course, I would train myself to post live videos, because people, as you said, Giselle, they want to, and you need to build a brand to be seen, to be liked, and then they need to trust you if they want to do business with you. And what better way to do that is to show your personality, right? Who you really are. So make a video. It could be very short ones and longer ones, and you can record as many times as you want, and then you post it afterwards when you think it's good. And later you can do live videos because you've trained yourself to talk to the camera. So,
absolutely. Very well said. Brilliant.
Right?
But now the question is, how a job seeker can build her own brand, a professional brand, to get her dream job, her or his dream job.
Yes, because then you're into the strategy part, right? And how you use this way of thinking we just discussed. Traditionally called your target group, who you're really talking to. If you're saying something, you need to define your target group. And today we often use the word to find your avatar, to find the ones out there that you really are talking to. So if you are, for instance, talking to people that are employing people with your skill set, you need to have that in mind. For instance, I'm a brand builder profession. So if I were to employ for a job or be a consultant delivering to that kind of profession, be a freelancer, for instance, in branding and website building, I would have in mind marketing directors, marketing managers, and everything I say and everything I write, everything I do, have that kind of person in mind, right? So you, in your mind, you're actually talking to that person. So that is defining your target group, and you need to do that and be professional about it. But then there is a next step, and of course, if everything you do is about recruiting or getting a customer or a job, you will come across as a person that wants to achieve something for you. And this is a trap, because, of course, in your mind, you want to achieve something for you. But the way to do it, to build a brand, is not about you. The way to do it is to use social media with the word social in mind, that you actually are not out there to get or to gain something for yourself, but you're out there to make friends, to help people yes. with what they have in mind, right? So if you Absolutely. Use the same example, if you are a professional within branding and advertising or whatever, that is your background, you need to help those you talk to, right? You need to be of assistance.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
This is why people give away expertise. You can make a video of things you know about, and you can post it and generate likes and comments, right? And then connect with those people who actually like and comment on your post, because you're showing your expertise. So in your mind, you should be developing the world to make that a better place in whatever is your expertise.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that sounds really tricky, but which is also simple, but not everyone knows that. Because in my own experience, I met many people. Those people I met, 90%, they were believing in advertising. They was like, oh, we do not have time for this kind of things. We prefer to advertise just to sell our products or services. Yep. But I also met that 10% of people. They said we believe in word of mouth. We do not believe in advertisement. Of course, it will take a longer time to give your services, to sell your products, or I don't know, to make any deal with any business-minded person. But that is permanent. It is not temporary. That's permanently. That's why I myself, I never ever believed in advertisement. But I still met some people in LinkedIn. They were like, why don't you advertisement about your own services or your own products? Why you take a very long time? Well, what are you going to wait for? Don't you need to pay your rental or your bills? So what is your advice for this kind of people who believes in advertisement?
Yeah, well, advertising works. There's no doubt about that. And you can do that. It will cost you money. But in a setting on social media, and LinkedIn is, of course, one example, you cannot do both inside your profile. So you should separate those two. If you use your social media profile to advertise, you will not have followers, you will not generate influence, you will not generate contacts, you will not be liked and trusted, but you will of course be able to get some customers if you sell something that some people would need. So then you are choosing the advertising route. But of course, selling is about to disappear. In the private sector, when shops disappear and people buy online, there's no sellers there. Even in business to business, more than 50% of purchasing decisions are now done by the person buying without any sellers being active. But of course, you can
exactly
do
like those sponsor pages in Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. But of course, you can do
Yeah,
advertising.
exactly.
I mean, on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, there's lots of ads. Yeah. It costs money. It costs a lot of money. So if you have that money, you can pursue that. But you're very good at something. Word of mouth is perfect. Word of mouth doesn't work if it's something that doesn't work. But if something does work, if you really have something to contribute to other people, make life better for businesses or corporations and people, word of mouth works perfect. But then the strategy is to be known, to be seen, to be trusted and liked. And that is personal brand building at its core. So
which is also professional.
Yeah, so, but how do you really do that? I think you have two roles. You can play two roles. You can be the expert and influencer. If there is something you really care about and you have a lot of knowledge and want to express that, you can be that influencer and that expert. And you see it everywhere. People have blogs and Facebook pages and things that are gardening or yeah, it doesn't really matter what it is. But you can also be a reporter. You can take the reporter role. And you see it all the time. People are showing quotes, for instance, from Dalai Lama or Indira Gandhi or Nelson Mandela.
Exactly.
They are taking other people's expertise and bring it forward as inspiration. So if there is a theme, you can be the reporter. You can generate followers, and if you find and develop a congregation of people who like what you bring to the world, right? So you have these two roles, but I think you should look inside yourself to find out what you're passionate about, right? Is it travel? Is it fitness? Is it yoga? Is it skincare? Is it cats and dogs? Is it life coaching? Right? So find
So you mean, excuse me, I cut your word. So you mean passion can help you to build a professional brand of yourself? Am I right?
Yes, and I would like to bring forward. Sorry, I think you can see my screen now.
Yes, yes.
Yes. I'm not sure if you heard about Ikigai. It's an old Japanese way of thinking, and I find it very helpful. And everybody should look it up that might be interested, and you can Google it and find a lot of information. But
Wow,
the core,
that's amazing.
let's look outside. You can check it out later for yourself, but just look at the outer ring. If you start on the left-hand side, what are you really good at? What is your core of your expertise? What are you really good at? And if you have a job and a profession, as it says in the bottom, you can actually be paid for it, right? So of course, if you're looking at this branding challenge of yours as an income mechanism, of course, these two are a core of it. But in the long run, I think you will have energy problems if it doesn't come from your heart. As it says on top, right?
Yeah.
What do you really love?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
That's true.
What
Yes.
could you really be the very best in the world about, right? at least for some people.
Yes.
It need to come from your heart, so it can be your passion. And of course, if what you think about as being the core essence of you and your brand is something that can make the world a better place, what the world needs, of course, then it adds to it and makes it more powerful and will give energy not only to you, but also to your followers. It doesn't mean that you can make funny movies, and of course people need humor and relaxation during the day, but think careful about the core of your brand. And when you've chosen the platform, go back to what we started in the beginning. Take away everything as irrelevant from your profile. There's nothing to do there, right? Not photos from your holiday, or
Exactly.
maybe you liked some friend that was in a party or something, and take away everything that's not focused on the essence of your brand. You need to do that job first, make everything else work.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So actually, what you get the moral, in conclusion, we can say building a professional brand of yourself is to introduce yourself, who you are, what you like, what's your passion, what you're good at, what's your profession, what's your knowledge. This is this actually what I got from your speech. This can help you as a person to build your own brand, to reach your dream job, or to extend your own business.
Absolutely. And just a few more comments I think will fit together with these things, is that when you post things and build your brand over time with what you engage your audience in to generate influence and followers, you need to move into a dialogue with participants, which means, of course, that every comment you comment back, every like, you should see if it's relevant to connect with the people that have responded to your posts, and bear in mind a few things when you do that. Always try to find a compliment you can bring forward to people that helps them like you if you see something in them that's relevant. Maybe they have an expertise or they have some brilliant post themselves. Try to see that and see something good in them. Compliment them if you want to connect with them. Always ask a question because you want to facilitate the dialogue. So try to ask them a question that seems relevant. And in that, looking for similarities. It could be as simple as, I see you live in London. Wonderful. I've been there many times. I studied in the UK, and I love London, and I want to go back. And then you can ask a question. So you have starting a dialogue from some common ground. It always makes it easier when people see that they are connecting with someone that they have a mutual aspects with, and then move into what the core of it. How can you help them? How can you offer an opportunity for them to learn, to know, to connect, to help them?
Yeah, actually, what's their dream is to find out what's their dream, and then how you can help them to make their dream come true.
Right. So then you have a plan, right? And you do this on a regular basis, preferably every day. It's much better to do a little bit every day than to do a lot every once a month or something.
Okay, yeah. So your suggestion is a person who wants to build her own professional brand must be active every day with every new post. Am I right?
And not necessarily post every day. LinkedIn is a bit slower than, for instance, Facebook and Instagram. So if
Okay.
you're able to make something valuable every week, that's wonderful. Every day, maybe not. So find your own rhythm. But the more important thing, stick to it. If you post every week, then do it every week. If you post every day, then do it every day. Find
Every
your
day.
own rhythm.
All right.
As a final touch, I think I would recommend one book. There are many, of course, but there is an old book that has been on the markets since 1920 or something. It's written by Dale Carnegie, and it is the title is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think it's light blue. You find it on Amazon everywhere.
Okay.
By reading it, you would understand on a deeper level what it takes to win friends and influence people. And it's a brilliant book about the deeper mechanisms. And if you translate them into the dialogue from your post to how you discuss with people and connect, you will have a platform for finding ways to talk to people. So I recommend that.
Superb, superb. Thank you so much, Mr. Tore. Thank you so much for joining me to help me and my LinkedIn family. Hopefully this video and your amazing speech will help them to build a very professional brand as you did. Of course, I will invite you for the next session, but for tonight, I think it's enough. Do you have anything else to add, or we should say goodbye?
Just think deeply that you are good enough. You as a person is perfect. Be yourself. Find inside you what you want to do, and don't try to be anybody else. This is the core of personal branding. Train yourself to move forward who you are in full perspective, and you will. It's like this is like learning to play a piano. You need to do it to be good. So just start off and start moving.
Exactly.
Right.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. One thing else, one more word I will add into yours is invest in yourself. Right. Invest in yourself. Forget about having a very big investment of money, or for example, forget about your location, where do you live, where you're coming from. Just invest in yourself, because I myself believe everyone has their own special talent and everyone can do as they want, and everyone can make their own dreams come true.
Very nice. Well said. Looking forward to see you again.
Amazing. See you again. Have an amazing day ahead. Peace out.
Same to you. Bye-bye.